What is up, guys? Rick Hackus here, and this is the review of the Suros PDX-45 pulse rifle for the Taken King DLC in Destiny. Now, this pulse rifle is one of the best pulse rifles in the game. You can make a compelling argument that it is the best pulse rifle in the game in terms of PvP at least, and here is why. Now, firstly, how do you get your Suros PDX-45? Well, this gun is just kind of randomly inserted into the loot table. So the way to get this gun is either just randomly be awarded this weapon at the end of a nightfall, for example, or more likely you're going to get this from the Gunsmith, either by leveling up in a Gunsmith rank and then he'll just give you this as a reward, or you could actually buy this from the Gunsmith depending on what his inventory is that week. Now let's start off the review with the stats of the Suros PDX-45. You can see here that it has a pretty darn high rate of fire, much lower impact than a lot of other pulse rifles. The range isn't great either, but the stability and reload are insane. Now, there's something very interesting going on here with the rate of fire and the impact. This gun has a very unique damage profile. The only other pulse rifle for year 2 that does the same rate of fire and impact as the PDX-45 is the Hawksaw, already established as one of the best pulse rifles in the game. So what's so interesting about this damage profile? Well, let's compare it here to the Nerwin's Mercy. The Nerwin's Mercy is considered by pretty much everyone to be one of the best pulse rifles in the game. You can see very clearly that, the Suros PDX-45 shoots a little bit faster, but does less damage. So you think, well, Rick, isn't that a trade-off? I'm doing less damage, but I'm shooting a little bit faster. Doesn't that make that even? But here's the thing. The Nerwin's Mercy has a very unique damage profile. As I've said, you can kill in 2 bursts if all shots are headshots on an extremely low armor enemy with the Nerwin's Mercy. So most of the time, 99% of the time, it's going to be a 3 burst kill. The PDX-45 is always a 3 burst kill, but it shoots faster. Do you see what I'm getting at here? That the reason it's so insane is that it basically ties the Nerwin's Mercy in shots to kill. Again, the Nerwin's Mercy only can kill in 2 shots at the lowest armor builds, but it shoots faster. So you're going to be out shooting everyone with Nerwin's Mercies, everyone with Reflection Sums, everyone with Grasp of Malix. You are shooting faster and you are killing in the same amount of bursts. And that's why this gun is insane. I just want to also mention about the stats. Look at that freaking reload. The reload is basically maxed out and I have nothing, no perks on this gun or increasing reload. It just natively spawns with basically the fastest reload you can possibly find, which is also pretty insane. Now let's move on to the perks section of this review. What perks am I using on my version of the PDX-45 and what perks would I recommend for you? So the PDX-45, it's good with a variety of different perks. Full auto is going to really exemplify that rate of fire, let you get the most out of this weapon. There is a roll from the Gunsmith that is happening today, the day I'm making this video, that has Hidden Hand and an increase to stability and an increase to range, which is going to be great. In fact, having an increase to range, the stability that this spawns with is very, very high. So the best thing you're going to be looking for is having one more increase to stability just to be able to get the most of that stability. And then if your second perk is an increase to range, that would be ideal. Hammer Forged and then later on an increase to stability would be a great roll for the PDX-45. Now mine does have counterbalance, and I would definitely recommend that to you as well. If you see a PDX-45 with counterbalance, take it seriously. And the reason being is because these type of pulse rifles do have a little bit of horizontal recoil to account for their insane damage potential. Counterbalance completely eliminates this and makes it so that they just recoil upwards. Very easy to control. Definitely look for counterbalance as well. Now let's move this review along and discuss how the Suros PDX-45 performs in PvE. Well, in PvE it's very interesting. This gun again is insanely powerful. If you get an incredible roll with the PDX-45 and put a bunch of resources into it, keep upgrading it in terms of attack, you can easily take this into even a hard mode raid and you are going to be downing enemies extremely fast. Don't get me wrong. However, it is a lot of a commitment. You're going to have to spend a lot of time, be very lucky, in order to substantially increase this gun's attack to the levels that you're going to want it to be if you're doing, for example, the raid on hard. it's probably just better to use the Grasp of Malak, which is the raid pulse rifle. Although I don't like the Grasp of Malak as much as the PDX-45, I would definitely use the PDX-45 over the Malak if they were the same light level. The fact that the Grasp is guaranteed to spawn at a much higher light level and has that Cocoon perk, which is very, very useful in boss fights, makes it so that the PDX doesn't offer enough to give it a huge competitive edge over the raid pulse rifle. That being said, if you're a newer player and you're kind of just looking for a good legendary gun to be your stepping stone into the higher level content, I think the PDX could definitely fulfill this goal. However, the PDX-45's main home is in PvP. Now, the Suros PDX-45 is going to deal 27 damage for a headshot and 18 damage for a body shot. Now, I think the Suros PDX-45 is absolutely insane in PvP, and one of the main reasons is just because it's so user-friendly. And here's what I mean by that. When you're using the more powerful pulse rifles, like the Nerwin's Mercy, like the Spare Change, you have that feeling that if you miss a burst, you're screwed. Like, your rate of fire is so low, you're getting shot back at, that if you are not as accurate as you possibly can be, you have essentially signed your death warrant, you are gonna die. The 45 really doesn't feel like that. The rate of fire is a lot higher, you can miss a burst, it just is so much easier to use. And the main way I can illustrate this is, let me just tell you a story. Basically, I had tested the PDX-45 beforehand, I've had this gun for a while, and I already knew it was really, really good. But I came back yesterday and had to get some footage for this actual weapon because I was planning on making this review. I have been playing Black Ops 3 for the past almost a week straight. So my first game back on Destiny, so I hop back on Destiny after playing nothing but Black Ops, load up Rumble with this gun, first game, first life, I go on a 5-kill streak. That is pretty insane, and in fact I ended up winning that game 22-2 with the 45. And I think that illustrates not necessarily that I'm a super amazing player, but just how easy the 45 is to use, that I can be playing a totally different game, hop back on Destiny, and get right back on track because this gun is so forgiving. I also just love about this gun how the rate of fire lets you outshoot all of the other established pulse rifles. And the reason being is because if you and the Nerwin's Mercy guy come around the corner at the same time, you start shooting each other at the same time, it's going to be that your second burst fires a little bit faster than his, and so your bullets are hitting him when he's just starting to shoot, therefore he's going to be recoiling exactly when he's firing his second burst, and he's going to miss you. And therefore, he's screwed, you're going to win that gunfight. And you really actually do notice this. You win a lot of gunfights over people using the slower pulse rifles when you're in closer medium ranges. At those longer ranges, however, they do have the advantage over you. They have a better range and much better accuracy. Now, in fact, with that being said, remember that there is a patch coming up that's going to rebalance a lot of the guns in Destiny, and pulse rifles are one of the guns being affected, and Bungie has said that they don't want pulse rifles to be as insane as they are at longer ranges. So guns that thrive at longer ranges like the Mercy are going to be affected by this nerf, whereas guns that are kind of more effective at medium ranges like the PDX-45 might kind of go unaffected. So you definitely need to watch out for the 45 after that rebalancing is instated, because it could remain really, really good, whereas the other pulse rifles that are better at longer ranges could definitely become a lot worse. Now, that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please remember to rate and share this video. It really helps me out. And if you want to see more Destiny content, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. Now, if you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter. That's linked in the description of this video, as is my Twitch channel, which you can follow as well. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day. We need to make it to round 12.
Hold on. I have to go unplug my SCUF controller, get my control freaks out, get in my DXR gaming chair, and anything else that makes me a better player. I gotta go do that real quick. Oh yes, I need to go get my tub of G Fuel. I have the pineapple flavor. It's so good. Oh my god.